What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and today we got some incredibly huge details on Road to Vostok. From some really spicy topics we talked about during the pre-stream with Auntie, the developer of the game, to everything that was unveiled during the first campfire. So today we'll break down this campfire video and talk about some of the promising potential Road to Vostok is showing here. If you enjoyed the video or want to stick around for more Road to Vostok related content, subscribe for more. So first off, what are these campfires? And in short, they are a quick Q&A style video where we get to send in questions to Road to Vostok, getting a simple and direct line to the developer, which will expand in the future with live streams that I'll also be covering here on my channel. So before we get into the Q&A itself, we had a short Q&A in the pre-stream with the developer, and we got to ask a ton of questions. But there was one thing in specific that really stood out from the early bit of questions, which was Auntie mentioning plans not only for fishing, but rowboating as well. So fishing may serve as a renewable food source in the game, and rowboating will be sick to see as a method of quickly transporting across ponds and getting to other fishing spots potentially. Throughout a bit on how the developer makes props in the game, we even got to see some fishing tackles that may serve as the models for our own fishing in game. Outside of that, another key question was on the story of Road to Vostok, and currently it seems to be more of a survival experience than a story-driven game. We'll definitely see how things progress along the lines for that one. I myself think even though a story would be great, I'm kinda looking more for a really solid FPS experience, something that focuses on immersion and gameplay, and that seems more like what Road to Vostok is planning to be, but we'll definitely be covering that as we go along and see any developments to a potential plot. So after a brief reintroduction to the developer, the first question was related to weapon degradation. And there will be weapon degradation alongside the weapon visually degrading with use. This is something that I'm really excited to see, and possibly that we'll see expanded on greatly as time goes on with even more detailed degraded models. Next up, we got confirmation on the demo date, something that I've talked about before on my channel here, so again, subscribe so you don't miss a thing on this game. But the plan is for the end of September, in which we'll get a very compressed version of the game. 1 map, 6 weapons, and it will serve as a test on hardware and just to make sure that development is actually moving in the right direction. Hopefully we'll be having the exact date for that soon, but also when the demo drops is when I'll probably have a short fest of daily content for this game, which I'm freaking stoked on. Then we got a question on co-op, and a really great update on that is that co-op has been tested and is compatible with the game. So after focusing on the single player experience, we could hopefully see some sort of multiplayer system integrated into the game. The next part was a really awesome showcase on how Road to Vostok plans to implement intelligent AI into the game for us to fight against. And even though the demo will have rather simple AI for us to fight, eventually there will be a fully implemented recognition system that uses the environment and things like your current clothing camo to figure out how the enemy will detect you. This part was actually pretty genius, and I advise you check out the official video for the in-depth breakdown on that one. Now this next question is one that I've seen quite a bit, but luckily Road to Vostok is aimed to be a purely realistic experience. So no robots or zombies or advanced technology even, which I think is great. After that we got a look at player customization, and it looks to be pretty in depth, having items from your head to your feet and a UI that will update with your current outfit. A cool thing to look forward to, in the future there are plans to implement a full-on leg rig to your character in the game, which means we'll be able to see more of our outfit in first person if this can be achieved. We then got a look at weapon upgrading, which will be done with weapon kits. These will be expensive and hard to obtain, but will upgrade everything from your gun's looks to the amount of attachment slots you have for things like suppressors and scopes. Once fully upgraded, weapons will be fully tacked out, and an interesting note are the weapon upgrades. I'm really interested to see what upgrades we'll have and how we can specialize our weapons. Then lastly, we got a look at how props are developed for the game, where we got to see the fishing tackles we talked about at the beginning of this video. It's really interesting, actually. Basically, he takes real-world images, turns them into textures, and then models and textures the item. It sounds like a very simplified workflow, and the best part is, it'll further help to get that realistic look Road to Vostok is trying to get. Then, at the end of the video, we got a look at the grand master plan for the next year with Road to Vostok. Next up, we have the public demo to look forward to. Along the way, we'll be having regular updates and content from Road to Vostok on his YouTube channel. Then after that, in 2023, he plans to expand from a solo dev to a team, have a closed playtest, then move on to the next major public demo. A really smart game plan. I'm glad Auntie is expanding from solo dev too, as the scale he is aiming to achieve might just need a bit of a focus group to help him achieve the goals we see. Dude's super talented, but localization, bug fixing, and world building are things that are really benefited by manpower. Then we got an announcement for a Patreon, and links to that will be in the description down below if you want to become an early backer to this project. But I want to know, what's the thing that really stuck out to you from today? Personally, for me, the thing I'm most excited for is friggin' fishing, man! That was totally unexpected from the pre-stream, and I'm stoked to see what's planned for that. But anyway, for now, thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.